Welcome back, everybody. It's time now for our morning talker. Clothing retailer Old Navy. They are being criticized after customers noticed an increase in prices for plus-sized women's clothing over regular women's clothing. Okay, so that's strike one. Strike two is that men's clothing was consistent regardless of the size. Gap, which owns Old Navy, attributes the increased cost to a separate design team dedicated to the plus-size line, saying, quote, "Our plus-size clothes cost more because we invest more in them." We're bringing in our friends over at Fun 107 on this one. Michael, Rock, Lauren, and Larry. Good morning, guys.
Take it away, guys.
Morning.
Yeah, what do you guys think?
I mean, to me, Old Navy strikes me as a kind of store that wants to sell items as cheaply as they can. And, you know, if there's probably not a whole lot of margin for them to make a profit on these things. So when something costs more to make, they're going to have to charge more. It kind of makes sense to me, and I'm sorry for saying it.
But shouldn't it be across the board that, like, all of their designs go into one overhead cost, one line item in Old Navy's budget, and it's kind of spread evenly? It just seems to me they don't charge more for petites and they're using less fabric. There's about 4 inches that I cut off the bottom of my pants.
Yeah, well, that's probably how they make their profit, you know?
Right.
But again, you know, it seems like we always complained. The story before was all these stores didn't have plus sizes. Now that they do have plus sizes and they're charging more, people are complaining. Seems like you never can please everybody.
But what about
I was in Old Navy recently, and I noticed just the prices all around had gone up. I hadn't been in a store, Old Navy store, in a while, and I went in, I'm like, whoa, this is more expensive than I was used to the last time I was here. But if you're going to charge more for ladies plus size, you have to do the same for men, I think.
That's exactly what I think too, Lauren. I think that just crosses the line. Why charge more for the women and not the men?
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's where they're in trouble, because most stores do charge more for men's, big and tall, we'll call it. For the guys, they do charge more. The fact that they're not in this case is really, I think, why they're getting the heat.
Yeah,
they do. So
I honestly did not know that. I thought that just clothes across the board, plus size, petite, tall, short, whatever, I thought it was all the same.
But if you get a large ice cream, you're going to pay more for that ice cream.
You're right about that. You're right, yeah.
There's more, like, all right, for the jeans,
more
it's just
material.
more material.
Right.
Yeah.
More ice cream.
I agree.
Larger sizes.
This is why we bring you on, Michael, to say what I
Getting a
can't.
break on my pants, Michael Rock. Us shorties out there want to pay less if we're getting less fabric, right?
You have a point.
Well, a lot of our viewers too have weighed in on Facebook, and they're saying that they've seen this. Old Navy's not alone on this front. You know, I think they're maybe catching the heat right now because of the men issue as well. But they're not alone in charging more for plus size clothing.
Yeah.
Well, their argument, the spokesman said that the designs for women, there's a lot more that goes into it. There's different types of fabric, different types of cuts and things of that nature that I know nothing about, but that's just what they're saying. It costs them more to make
so they have to charge more.
Explain that.
I'm just trying to inform you.
Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us on this conversation this morning. We'd like to know what you have to say as well. Take a moment and weigh in on our Facebook page.